Troom Troom is a... What is this? No, really, what is the... What? The Troom Troom YouTube channel is full of tutorials for things like how to violate the laws of air travel. Except no it isn't, because you're allowed to take food on a plane, you concave-brained corporate monkeys. 10 million people saw this and thought, oh brilliant, a tutorial for something I can already do anyway. And me, of course, I'm the only smart person who clicked. Oh wait, no, they're telling you how to sneak on liquids as well. That is illegal. Don't make tutorials that show people how to do that. Troom Troom is a YouTube channel specializing in, but not limited to, bad life hack videos. Let's take a look at some of their life hacks now, shall Sure, fuck it, let's use that take. Do you like to eat pistachios? I know I sure do. But as anyone who loves pistachios will tell you, pistachios have shells, and you can't eat the shells. So, what do we do with the pistachio shells? Well, what you're gonna want to do is attach some straps to a wine glass, attach a strap to your straps, and you'll have transformed the wine glass into a portable pistachio shell holder that you can wear around your neck if you want to lose all your friends. This is definitely an improvement from when the wine glass was just sitting on the table at the beginning. You can't put shells in something if it's sitting on a table. Do you like sucking? We sure do. Here's how to build a special dedicated case to hold your lollipops. It's not as if they're wrapped when you fucking buy them. It's worth noting, by the way, that setting them apart from channels like 5 Minute Crafts, which I've covered recently, Troom Troom's videos are narrated in the most annoying way you can imagine.
What do you need a hat for? Yo, this hat is my lifestyle. Yo, yo, yo.
Whoa, I hate it when I'm trying to enter a cinema and I'm interrogated about my hat. Did you wear heels somewhere that you probably shouldn't have worn heels? Oh no, a leaf. What you're gonna want to do is take them off and make new shoes out of sanitary pads.
And now you have comfortable walking shoes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll work great. Are you trying to go through life without getting germs on your hands? It's a relevant thing to worry about. Well, thankfully, Troom Troom is here to recommend a nice convenient way to transport hand sanitizer. Just keep 2 plastic bags of it on your belt. Finally! Now I won't have to haul around my sanitization silo. Is a fucking idiot asking to shake your hand during current year? Just say no. Just say no. Please, just say no. Oh my god, no,
Driving without sunglasses on a sunny day is hard. Candace planned ahead. Barbara was less fortunate, but she does have long hair. That's inventive. The sun doesn't hurt your eyes, and you can sleep.
If the sun is hurting your eyes while you're trying to sleep, fucking close them! Okay, so here's the situation. You're out camping, but there's mosquitoes everywhere, and they're biting you to shit. No, we're not gonna recommend you keep Ziploc bags of bug spray on your belt. That would be silly. Take out the large piece of mesh fabric that you have, and make a mosquito net over your sleeping mat. Fill it with everything you'll need to stay comfy, like a pillow and a magazine. Once you're done, you'll have a beautiful tent-like structure to protect you from the mosquitoes.
Penny looks so happy. Too bad there's not enough room for everyone.
Do you have a compulsive need to cycle without wearing shoes, but are unfortunate enough to suffer from an affliction causing you to feel great pain when your bare skin touches plastic? Well, there you go. Titty chips. Are you struggling to neatly spread Nutella on your toast? Wow, you've done such a shit job your friend is disgusted. Well, instead of scooping it on with a knife and then spreading it, painstakingly modify your jar so that there's a dispenser in the lid. And now when you do exactly the same thing you were doing before and spread the Nutella with a knife, it will magically go really smooth.
Sometimes in certain lighting conditions, you can see imperfections.
Oh god, not imperfections.
Is it time to go get waxed? Why bother if you have a lollipop in your hand? This is the newest waxing trend. The life hack works.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I have not tested this. No, it doesn't. Do you want to butter your bread while you're out and about? Well, the first thing you're gonna need is a stick of glue. You're gonna want to empty it out and then fill it with melted butter. I fucking hope you did a good job cleaning the glue out of there. Now you have a nice convenient butter glue stick. Thank fuck! I don't know about you, but when I'm eating a sandwich I've prepared at home, the only thought going through my mind is if only this was buttered more recently. Genetic Cars 2 is an in-browser flash game that anyone can... Hang on, what's happening? What's going on? Okay, no, calling it a game isn't really accurate. It's not got any gameplay to speak of. It all but runs itself with very minimal input from you. These cars drive themselves, and you can make some slight adjustments to the environment they're in, like changing the strength of the gravity. It's not really a game. It describes itself as a genetic algorithm, and hearing those words has either made your eyes glaze over or given you a nerd erection, and there is no middle ground between those two reactions. It's one or the other. Do you wish there was some way you could drink without getting your moustache wet? Then why not try making a custom moustache protector? What? And then glue it to your mug so that you're free to jam your drinks into your face with as much force as you like without having to worry about getting a moist upper lip. You're welcome, the world! The purpose of Genetic Cars 2 is to simulate natural selection and evolution. When you run it, you'll start with a population of completely randomly generated, cars? Kill me! And they'll be sent over a course of increasingly uneven ground. The cars that manage to make it furthest are then copied several times for the next round. A lot of the copies will have random minor changes made to them. There could be a slightly different shape, or their wheels could be a slightly different size and connected in a different place. And then whichever of those copies gets furthest is copied for the next round. This process of copying the cars that get furthest, making minor random changes to them, and then copying the most successful copies is repeated again and again and again, until eventually, well, nothing. It just goes on forever. After several rounds of copying the cars that manage to get furthest, making slight random changes to the copies, and then putting them through the course and repeating the process, you'll probably have a design that's pretty good at getting a far distance. The cars that get copied are the cars that get the furthest distance, so any random changes that help them get further are going to be copied, while any changes that hinder them in that goal are going to be lost and forgotten about. Have you ever taken pictures of yourself and then realized that you hate the way you look? Well, if it's your teeth that bug you, then here's a solution. Cut the printed smile off this bag, stick it in your mouth, and pretend it's your teeth. A lot of Troom Troom's videos aren't just generic life hacks, but instead are collections of similar life hacks, all of which help to solve the same kinds of problems.
Learn how to sneak food onto a plane in our new video.
Well, I say problems. Let's take a look at some of the methods Troom Troom recommends you use to sneak food onto a plane.
Music is my life. I can't leave headphones even for a second.
Excuse me, miss, we're gonna need you to put the headphones in the scanner. No! You're not getting on the plane, man. Okay, so for a moment, let's pretend that you're just allowed to say, no, I don't want to put this in the security scanner. Here's our first method of sneaking food onto a plane. Take a cup lid, hide a donut in it, break a pair of headphones, and replace the earpieces with your hidden donuts. You're allowed to take donuts onto a plane. Fuck, you're allowed to buy donuts on a lot of planes. Here's another trick. Take a neck pillow, pull out the stuffing, and replace it with marshmallows. Wow, that might actually work if there was any functional reason to do any of this. You know what that makes me think? Isn't this kind of an irresponsible video to make? Like, if any of these techniques actually do work, people could use them to actually smuggle things that you're not allowed? You know, like...
What's her secret? It's her fake boobs made from balloons filled with Coke.
You know, I saw you guys eyeing up the clip of someone making a fake ping pong paddle from tortilla wraps and meat. I know you guys want me to talk about this one, but I would much rather talk about the guy who went to the effort of making a fake belt buckle out of a biscuit. What a huge amount of work for something that's gonna take you like 10 seconds to eat.
Miss, what's in your hair? I knew it! There's a burger inside!
But really, why are they telling you how to sneak food into a place that you're allowed to take food? I guess they just got tired of making the same video over and over again about how to sneak snacks into the movies and thought, fuck it, planes! But how do you sneak snacks into the movies, Sahib?
Can pigeons read?
But how do you sneak snacks into the movies, I hear you asking? If I were ever to advise such a thing, which obviously I would never do, I would suggest that maybe you use your pockets, or a bag. Troom Troom suggests you dress up in a red-pilled caricature of Mexicanism and hide your snacks within the maracas. They do have a few suggestions that I suppose are technically practical, though. What? Hide it in my clothes? I would never have thought of that! Thank you, Troom Troom, for teaching me that I can hide food in my That's not food. That's a dog.
What do you need a hat for? Yo, this hat is
hiding my dog.
Yo, yo, yo!
Yes, for some reason, Troom Troom has a video about how to sneak your pet into the movies. If you pretend to be pregnant, you can sneak in your pets. Finally! Now I don't have to watch 1917 without my ducks! What the fuck is happening? Are you worried you might lose your phone or remotes? Strap them to your fucking head! Are you struggling to read while also holding a bowl? Strap the bowl to your wrist.
What a practical solution! Now you have enough hands to eat and read at the same time!
Here's how to attach chopsticks to your AirPods. Now you can listen to music with chopsticks. Troom Troom, are you a parody? It's okay if you are, don't get me wrong, some of my best friends are parodies, but honestly I would appreciate it if we could be upfront about this kind of thing from the off, rather than you doing all of this and making me guess. Because quite frankly, I would feel pretty silly if I had responded to you like that for the last 10 minutes and it turned out you were a parody. What are you? So it strikes me that there are a few main things that Troom Troom could be. They could be entirely sincere. Oh, that would be the beats. They could be entirely sincere. They could have a team pumping out these videos who think that they are genuinely good advice. It's not that, but it's possible. They could be full parody. This could be a joke. This could be a satire of other bad life hack channels that exist. There are a lot of bad life hack channels out there to parody. I mean, 20 years ago, if you showed someone this content, I assume that they would have assumed it was satire from the off. They probably wouldn't have known what it was trying to satirize, but I doubt they would have assumed it was sincere. These tutorials are so conspicuously bad that there's no way they could have been made without being satirical in some way, right? Except now we're all so used to clickbait of both the life hack variety and every other kind. We're so used to content farms that don't actually give a shit about the validity of what it is they're saying, so long as people don't actually think about it enough that they realize how stupid it is and leave, that today people can see something like this and not immediately assume it's a joke. Bad life hacks are everywhere now. It strikes me that they could have started out sincerely, which they did by the way, I went back and checked, and then at some point as standards started to slip, they realized that people were watching them ironically and lent into that. If you're a business motivated by capital and you realize that a major proportion of the people giving you ad revenue are watching you ironically because of how bad your scripts are, why would you bother trying to make them good? That would mean expending more effort for what could be less of a payoff. Personally, my enjoyment of Troom Troom's content comes from the fact that I think it's so bad it's good. If I thought it was a parody, I wouldn't like it. Ironically, if it was trying to be funny, it wouldn't be funny. All of the joy that I take from Troom Troom comes from me laughing at people that I think are inept. Except, they're not really inept, are they? Their videos get loads of views, and at the end of the day, that's the goal of clickbait content, to get views. And everything else is pretty much sidelined. The Troom Troom team could be making videos sincerely, they could be making them as parody, or they could be leaning into people watching them ironically. But all three of those suggestions imply the same thing, that Troom Troom cares why people are watching them at all. To an outside observer, the cars designed by Genetic Cars 2 probably look entirely bizarre. They're wearing the skin of a car, something that most people understand holds a practical purpose in the real world. But if you asked a person to design a car, they probably wouldn't come up with something that looks like this. Although Homer kinda did though. They'd probably put like a seat in it so that a person can drive it. They'd probably take aesthetics into account, at least trying to make it look nice. And they probably wouldn't add a massive ass roof bulge for some reason. But the algorithm in Genetic Cars 2 isn't concerned with anything other than making one number as high as it possibly can. It doesn't actually care about designing cars. It's just repeating the things that got it the best results. You might look at this drink and think, that's not a drink, that's beans. But I don't care to adhere to the same standards as you, you fuck. Oh, what I do for art. Troom Troom videos get fuck tons of views. They ride that algorithm good. I don't think there's any artistic intent behind them at all. I don't think they're trying to be sincere, I don't think they're trying to be parody, and I don't think they're trying to be so bad they're good. I think they're repeating things that have been successful in the past without really caring to achieve anything specific. I don't think they have a standard that they're trying to adhere to. Most clickbait at least tries to appear good enough that normies won't realize how terrible it is. And I think Troom Troom has simply realized they can abandon that standard and people will still watch them.
Can pigeons read? This one gives every indication, because he's been taught to distinguish between two words and to behave appropriately. He's learned his different response to each sign by being rewarded with food.
This pigeon, despite appearances, can't read. People will watch a Troom Troom video and ascribe motivation to it. Oh, this is a parody, or oh, this is so bad, implying that it's failed to meet a standard that it's trying to adhere to. But you're not going to assume that this pigeon can read. There's no reason to ascribe any motivation greater than it's repeating actions that it's been rewarded for in the past. So we, as people, look at their content and think, this sort of resembles advice, but it's not very good advice. This sort of resembles a parody, but it's not a very good parody. Well, it's not actually trying to be any of those things. This isn't someone's vision. This isn't someone's art. This is something that's almost entirely been shaped in response to external factors that punish or reward it for certain things. And when the environment that it's in changes enough, it'll go away. If you change the gravity in Genetic Cars 2, what you had will be replaced with something new. A new environment needs new adaptations to survive in it. And hey, yeah, the new thing is still just trying to make one number as high as possible. It's equally soulless. But hey, at least those old ones are all dead. Thanks for watching, and I really do hope you've enjoyed. This video was a little more of an experimental one than usual, so let me know what you thought. Goodbye.